here she comes, the highwaywoman. She comes with music for your soul, and then moves along. She moves along.
And if you're just joining us, this is Bridget London and the Highwaywoman radio show. And right now, I am just thrilled to have one of my dearest and oldest friends in Austin, not in age, but just in time-wise, the lovely and talented Pauline Reese. Hey, Pauline.
Hi there. How are you, Tika?
I'm doing great. So great to have you on the show. So where are you, home right now, or are you on the road, or what's happening with you?
Well, I'm home momentarily. I just got back from Red River, New Mexico, and Steamboat Springs, Colorado. I was doing kind of a tour up that direction. Now I just got off the road, and I'm supposed to be flying to Nashville to cut a video for narration of my potential reality show. So that means everybody needs to pray. It could be that brass ring, you know.
What are they going to do? Follow the life of a country singer, or how does that work?
Well,
Texas girl,
yeah.
Texas life, ranch life.
Pretty much all of it, all of the above. Just being an independent artist, you know.
Right.
Most of those reality shows are about people who are already famous. It's pretty much being an independent artist. And then my husband and I, you know, he's a professional saddle bronc rider, and they find that to be fascinating as well. And throw a couple kids in the mix and 2 ranches, and you've got a show.
That's right. Have to keep me posted. Might be the only thing I'll watch on television.
Right? It's pretty entertaining. I think anybody who's been an independent artist could relate to it. And just your blue-collar workers, mom and dads that work really hard. It's just that we're both following a dream, and we're doing it with kids, and it's kind of crazy, but we make it work.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your background. I mean, I know, but let's share it with the listeners so that they can connect a little bit more with how you came to be Pauline Reese. Now, I remember meeting you. I don't know if you remember. It was some event, God, somewhere in Texas. You were 19, I think.
So like 4 years ago.
Yeah, that's right. And blowing people away. Or maybe you were 18. You might have been 18 even. And you were blowing people away, and there was a whole bunch of like kind of legendary Texas pickers there, and they were all standing in the back, and we were all watching you kind of from the back side. And those guys are like, oh my God, she's going somewhere. Way back then. Now, talk a little bit about how, you know, you got started, and of course your, you know, connection with Willie.
Well, I was taking voice lessons at a music store in Round Rock, Texas, and the owner heard me, and he happened to be a drummer in a band. The band was Bobby Pounds and Sierra, and they were touring all over Texas and Oklahoma, kind of doing the circuit before there was a circuit of honky-tonks all over, and they invited me to be the female vocalist in the band and play acoustic guitar, and I was 15 at the time. And we went everywhere. I opened for Johnny Lee, Gary P. Nunn, Michael Martin Murphy, Chris Ledoux, Johnny Rodriguez. So over the years of doing this with that band, and then the band became mine when I was 18, and we just changed it to the Pauline Reese Band. So over the years of just that right there, touring around and opening for these guys, I became friends with all these guys, like Johnny Rodriguez and Johnny Lee and Gary P. and people like that. And so then I became friends with a lot of the songwriters around Austin, which is kind of the hub for songwriting, I think, in Texas. So I met Freddie Powers when I was 16, and he taught me how to play acoustic guitar a little bit better and kind of honed in on my skills and chords and songwriting as well. We've written a lot of songs together, and then I wrote songs with Slythe Throckmorton, and I met people like Steve Fromholtz and Rusty Weir, and so all of that was my education. That was my school of hard knocks. Was being around people like that and just absorbing all the knowledge that they had like a sponge, because that's what I knew I wanted to do, was be an artist and an entertainer, not just somebody who sings and plays, but an entertainer, somebody who connects with the crowd. So after I met Freddie Powers, his two best friends are Willie Nelson and Merle Haggard.
Well, and Merle's recorded several of his songs, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's recorded probably a dozen of Freddie's songs, and they've written a lot of songs together. They lived on a couple of houseboats on Lake Shasta when they were both going through a divorce years and years ago. It was the early 80s. Became really good friends and flew planes together and just, they did it all. So Willie Nelson lived right down the street from where Freddie lived. So every time I would go over to Freddie's, I would stay the night at Freddie and Catherine's house. I was like their adopted grandchild. And he says daughter, but I say, well, grandchild. I give him a hard time about that. I say, Catherine's much younger than Freddie, and I always say when I'm at a show or something, I'm so glad Freddie and Catherine are here. I think of Catherine as like a mother figure to me, and I think of Freddie as a grandfather. I also got a sense of humor hanging out with all these guys. I probably had it before, but it just fine-tuned those skills as well. But so Freddie would have Willie over every so often, and we would go over to Willie's and watch them play pool, and every now and then get to join in. Just kind of, I've ridden horses out there and, been to the Easters where they have an Easter celebration every year at the church, and have the gospel singers out, and gotten to know them a little bit better, the whole Willie Nelson family. And Pootie, his stage manager, kind of took me under his wing. And so then through Pootie Locke, I met people at Farm Aid in New York and New Jersey and different places like Neil Young and Greg Allman, Dave Matthews, and John Cougar Mellencamp, and everybody that's involved in Farm Aid, which to me was such a wonderful event to be a part of in itself. If it was just Willie, I would want to be a part of that because it's got such a good message. And I grew up on a little farm in East Texas, so it meant a lot to me what they're doing and what they stand for. But much less to look over when I'm playing my 3-song set. And it's enough pressure to have all the cameras and everything else there. But I look over on one side, and there's Greg Allman and John Cougar Mellencamp. And then on the other side, there's Neil Young and Willie Nelson. And I was sweating a little bit. I would have to say that was the moment, where I was like, wow, this music thing really can happen. So I've just stuck with it, and I've got a lot of wonderful fans. And something I wrote on my mailing list, mail out yesterday, was that I don't think when these people who are on these award shows who got their deal immediately and didn't have time to tour or build a real fan base at the beginning of the struggling stages, I don't think they know what it really means to thank their fans. Like, my fans have literally kept me on the road all these years. I wouldn't be here doing what I do for a full-time job if it weren't for my fans, and I can honestly say that.
That you show respect for that, also for the people where we come from, in light of recent events that have transpired because of Blake Shelton, and I'm sure all my people that listen to the show know about it, but I cannot believe how I put something on my page that it's awakened a sleeping giant,
Yeah.
and that giant's about to roar because all these people who didn't realize exactly how, quote, the machine, thinks. I mean, we know because we're in the business, but a lot of music fans weren't aware because they always still try to say, oh, we honor where we come from, and they don't realize it's all about the almighty dollar. And the way that his remarks came across in that video, you could see on his face, he just blurted out the truth that we've all known for years, but the fans didn't know, and now there's like this huge uprising for integral music. And, and you've always made integral music. You've always, even, you branch out and you grow and you try new things, but it still carries you.
Yeah, definitely.
You're not doing it for a demographic. You're doing it because you want to expand and grow and try something new. And I
Sure.
love
Well,
all your stuff, Pauline.
if you got Hank Williams Sr. and said, "Hey, do you want to try this new studio with this new technology?" he would probably do it, but he's still Hank Williams Sr.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth. Just because they didn't have that technology back then doesn't mean it's a bad thing and it's the devil. That's where a lot of people get mistaken in. You could do that and you could do this real poppy music with the big sound, or you could take the country sound, the country voice, the country person, and put it with that new technology and have something new and fresh, and it's the same integral inside of what it's always been.
Hey, let's play. Can I play one of my? I've been wanting to record the song forever.
You have. Do it.
I have. I asked you about it. I can't remember. I think right when it came out. You wrote this song. I'm not sure what year. The song I'm talking about is "Not Tonight" from your album "The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly." When did you write that song?
That was probably in 2001.
Gosh.
Yeah, 2001, I think.
Yeah, the production's great. Your voice is so beautiful. Let's play
Thank
it.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Woohoo! Not Tonight by our guest Pauline Reese.
Feelings inside, and she knows that she loves him. That can't be denied, but she lives for the moment, and the moment seems fine. And she says that she'll leave him tomorrow, not tonight.
And that was Not Tonight from the album The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly from my wonderful guest and dear friend, Miss Pauline Reese. And now, Pauline, let's feature, you've got a new album out. You want to talk a little bit about that, and we'll play the title cut?
I do. I had an album out called Just Getting Started, and it was released in 2011, and it did really well for me. It's lasted until just now. I'm starting to work on my 7th album as we speak, and it just had a lot of really, really good songs, I think. Of course I would. It's my project, but the response that I got was really good as well. And this album kind of encompasses a change. We go through these things in life, like a new job, kids, divorce, marriage again. But we all go through these things, and sometimes it seems like it's so hard and it's so rough, but if you can look at the fact that the change is there so that you can learn, then you start to become a butterfly, so to speak. You didn't realize you were a caterpillar. I feel like this song encompasses that and talks about that everybody has to deal with. You feel like sometimes you're just getting started. You've been there on the top of the world, and then you've been at the bottom. You've been at the very bottom and didn't know how you were going to get back. But somehow you did it, and that's what this song is about.
And I just hit my stride, this ride ain't over yet. My heart is racing to see what's waiting up ahead. About to make my mark, yeah, I'm just getting started. Chapters left unwritten, I have yet to turn.
And we're back here on the Highwaywoman radio show talking with Pauline Reese. So tell me a little bit about, you're working on new material for a new album. What else you got coming up maybe this year, projects or anything dear to your heart you want to share?
Well, I think between the reality show possibility having my husband in his professional rodeo career, because last year and in 2011 he was the CPRA and the UPRA champ in Saddle Bronc. So his schedule is pretty hectic. So between that, my schedule of touring, which I'm touring quite a bit in 2013, and then going back and forth to Nashville, I'm doing a lot of writing with new people that I haven't written with before in the past. So it's keeping things fresh and keeping me on my toes. And then there is the hopes that this project with Michael Mark Murphey will go through. He wants to produce my 7th album. I'm really excited because I've always been a fan of his, musically and as a person. He's always just been top-notch, very supportive, nice person. And I've met his wife and his 2 girls. We got to go skiing in Red River, and just wonderful people. And he said, Pauline, I want to help you, get there and get this new product out there to even more fans, and because I just really believe in you. And he said, I wanted you to meet my family and really get to know them so that they would know where I'm going to be in 2013 is focusing on your project. Yeah, I cried when he told me that.
That is, oh man, we can't wait for that. You got to come back on and make sure right when it comes out, we'll get you back on. I'd love that. I would love that.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the vision that we both have for this project too. And I can't wait to get some of these new songs out there. I'm going to test them out at my live shows, so to speak, and see what audiences think, because that's always a big key to me is what I should put on the album, is what my fans want.
And that's exciting to hear about your husband doing so well, too, in the rodeo.
Yeah, he's doing great. I'm just so proud of him. I couldn't be prouder of this man. He's such a good father, good husband, and so supportive of me being in this crazy business that we're in. I couldn't ask for a better person, because you know how difficult that can be, having a female wife singer-songwriter out there in this scene. Yeah.
And you deserve that, girl. You deserve that. I want to play one of my favorite cuts. I just think you did such an excellent version. And it's interesting because this is a song that was written by Dolly Parton a long time ago, and yet it's still relevant today. Honky Tonk Songs.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs to sing because I've been a honky tonk queen for a long time. I'm not even going to tell you how long, but Bridget. People could probably pay Bridget some payola to figure out my age, but I'm not going to tell you. But I haven't hit 30 in my own mind.
And I was like, really? No. Neither have I.
Yeah. But this song right here is just great. It's a wonderful honky tonk song, and it's a fun song to sing. I always get people in the audience up to sing the chorus on this song right here.
I relate to each sad song that old jukebox has played, and I listen to Willie Nelson, old Hank, and George Jones. So why don't more women sing honky-tonk songs? Why don't more women sing honky-tonk songs about the heartaches and the tough breaks and all the men that's done us wrong? There are others just like me.
Pauline, we want to tell everybody now, give out your website for them.
Absolutely. My website is just my name. It's Pauline Reese, and that's spelled Pauline Reese, just like the candy, but no relation, or I'd have a bigger bust.
And you're on Facebook and Twitter.
I am. My Facebook page is the only thing that's different because I have two. The one that people need to hit on is Pauline Reese Band. And then everything else, I'm on Twitter, and that's at Pauline Reese. I'm on Instagram, which is at Pauline Reese. And then I'm also on this new app called Vidi and Social Cam, and both of those are videos. So I've already posted a couple videos up there. So check those out and follow me. I try to keep it interesting.
All right, Pauline, anything else you want to shout out real quick to the listeners?
If people sign up on my mailing list on my website, then I'll let you know once a week what's going on with the reality show or, any new news that I may have about the new album or writing with Michael Mark Murphy or anything of that nature. So be sure and sign up on my mailing list so you can be updated on where I'm playing as well with the band.
Love you, girl.
Love you too. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Bridget London, and this has been the Highwaywoman Radio Show.
Now there she goes, the highway woman, and she's brought music